intro today. I trust you.
Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
Good. You are listening to May the Films Be With You, the number one podcast by Chris and Callum on the Fortnightly Films. I'm Callum.
I'm Chris.
And as always, if you have any questions, any comments, queries, fears, doubts, anything, email us.
Need a body hidden?
You need a body hidden?
Call us.
You need a body got rid of? That's cool. Email us. filmsbewithyou@gmail.com.
That's complete discretion.
Complete
discretion.
Complete digression discretion.
Digression session discretion.
Should we just hit on the big thing?
Yeah, so we're a little bit late with this podcast. We went to the zoo.
And
the zoo fucked up all our plans.
In a good way, though. I enjoyed my day.
In the best way. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, it was wonderful. Saw some animals. I got really hot. The sun was out. I saw a bird.
Yeah, man.
It was really good.
Let me tell you, that barn owl was having
that
no
barn
shit.
Owl,
He didn't give a fuck.
He was looking at Martin like, nah, Martin. It is hot.
We saw a bird display and this little barn owl just did like one trick and he was like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd stop giving a shit. Anyway, yeah, so we're a little bit behind. We got a lot to talk about as well.
Oh man, so we better get right into it.
Because we went and saw We went and saw that Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
So
let's call it right now for a real second. Let's do Guardians of the Galaxy rules. In that we're not going to spoil anything.
No spoilers.
We're not going to talk about anything in the third act.
But I need to. I'll be very vague. All right.
Well, we're going to try our best to be as vague as possible, so you can still see the film. Pretty much unspoiled.
Yeah, we saw this film the day it came out. It's only
in
been
England
out,
as well. So
in
that's.
England.
I think we got it the day before the US.
Yeah. So it's only been out a few days. So we're going to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead? Sorry, I was going to say something. And then,
what are we calling this section?
Thing is, we're in a hotel. We go to the top of the hotel. We're in the penthouse.
Oh.
You look out the window. You've got a room with a review. You like that?
That was nice. I quite like that.
Is that the scene?
You've had that one in the back pocket, haven't you?
Like 12 hours, yeah.
Yeah. So we've been waiting for this film a while.
Yeah.
I've been teetering on the edge. I've been pretty vocal with my opinions of some DC films.
I won't lie to you. It's not an easy thing to admit, but I'm a DC apologist.
You are such a DC apologist.
Whatever, man. Like, I love my superheroes. I love my DC.
Yeah, man.
I loved Man of Steel. I thought it was fantastic.
I like Man of Steel. It's an underrated film. People
Batman v
give too much
Superman
credit.
is obviously not perfect, but I really enjoyed it because Batman was fucking great. He saved that film for me. And then Wonder Woman came in and destroyed it. Yeah. And now Wonder Woman came out and it was so good, Chris.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good, Chris.
I got to tell you, man, I'm really annoyed because like before this, obviously, when the adverts started coming out, we started talking about it. I had one foot on the hype train. And I'm fucking aboard the hype train, mate. Yeah. I'm back on board.
The train is full. We are en route to Justice League Town.
I jumped off. I was like, no more.
But you got that connecting flight and we're back. We're back on DC train.
That is, Wonder Woman's the best DCCU we've got thus far.
Easily.
Very easily.
I would go out there right now and say it's easily as good as Captain America 1.
Oh, I'd say it's better.
Which I held that film in a pretty high regard, to be honest.
You do. You hold it in too high of a regard. Yeah.
It's a fucking good film.
There's a lot of connections to Captain America.
Absolutely.
I noticed.
And also a lot of disconnects because, it's World War One, World War Two.
For sure. The tone of it, I think.
So let's set it up right here. So
let's give a brief synopsis.
Yeah, so Diana of Themyscira, Princess of the Amazons. She's on Amazon Island or whatever it's called.
Themyscira. No men allowed.
She's the princess, and Chris Pine turns up at some point, and he's fighting in World War One.
You're fucking this up.
Like, it doesn't matter. So this is a film of
so first act is you've got explanation, you've got origins, you find out what the Amazons are. Because I feel like, especially for people who don't know about
like
the DC,
who the fuck's Wonder Woman, right?
She turns up at Batman versus Superman. Yeah. They're like, who is this woman? So we find out, obviously, there's that picture of her in Batman versus Superman.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that bit.
And this is basically what that's all about. It tells the origins of how that photo got taken, and then the subsequent story afterwards,
of
the
Wonder
mission
Woman,
of what they were on during that photo.
To me, this whole beginning part in Themyscira was the weakest part of the film.
Absolutely. I could have done without it. No. I saw a review someone said it was their favourite part, and I was like, it
was beautiful, don't get me wrong.
It looked great. It was a lot of colour. We're not used to it in the DCCU.
Yeah, I read
so slow.
I read an Empire piece last month, and apparently all of those women in Themyscira were all bodybuilders and
they look
martial artists.
They look fucking scary,
and
man.
all those stunts were like real. They weren't stunt people, but they were like real wrestlers and whatnot.
That's really cool.
That was all really cool, and they all learned how to ride horses because no one could ride horses. They all learned how to shoot bows, swing swords, etc., etc.
Yeah,
really, really cool, amazing.
Yeah,
but for the film, it's.
For me, I said it to Em, the film started when they got to London.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because you basically got Chris Pine crashes down onto this island. Mm-hmm. You find out he's a spy. He's running away from the Germans.
Can I just say that really confused me because he was like American, but he was like, I'm a British spy, and I was like, are you?
That makes zero sense. Yeah, so apparently he's an American spy working for the British government. They don't bother to explain.
I guess now that you've said it like that, I guess it's just employment, isn't it?
I think it is just supposed to be like it's an employment. That's his base.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now you've said it out loud. Right.
It doesn't make. Don't think about it too much.
Whatever.
It's Chris Pine.
Yeah,
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
I was going to say Chris Pratt, but
no, not him.
It's close enough.
So yeah, they ship off to
London. Yeah,
and then like you said, the film starts.
Yeah, they just have to do mission A to B.
Dinah becomes a character.
She's great. She's
in Themyscira, man, she was just. I thought she was.
I was really worried.
Boring.
The first, I think you got to stick with it. The first 20 minutes, I was worried about the film. I was like, oh no, these. Because we both watched a couple of reviews going into this.
Yeah.
They both said they really liked it, saying similar things to what we were going to be saying. But then the film started. I was like, no, this can't be. This is But yeah.
So they go from London. It was great. So they go from London, and then I need to tiptoe around things.
We do, yeah.
So Dinah essentially...
What we'll do is we'll say what's in the trailers.
Okay.
So they go to the front. This is set in World War I, obviously. So they go to the trenches, the front, the no man's land.
Yeah.
And that's when we sort of see Diane become Wonder Woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
so there's this...
leads to the assault, and it looks... That for me, those 10, 15 minutes were the best section of the film.
That's the best section of every DC film.
Yeah, man.
That was it. That was the peak. And I say this unironically and kind of a little bit ashamed.
Sure.
So there's this moment.
Yeah.
There's this 15-minute moment where they're walking through the trenches of No Man's Land, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to get through No Man's Land and not over it. Yeah. And there are women and children on the floor. They're injured. They're hurt. They're starving. They've got no homes. And she's walking past and going, oh, these people, they're hurt. And Chris Pine's like, look, I know, but we cannot help them.
It's very easy to say it's a fish out of water tale, but it is done right. And Chris Pine.
There it is again. Who is this guy?
Who is Chris Pine? Chris Pine is he's the humanity. He is the realism. He is the down to earth. He's seen some shit and he's getting through it, you know. And Diana is this very naive, almost childlike character that just wants to do the right thing at any cost. But she can get away with it because she's a goddamn god, you know? Yeah, she's a goddess.
Yeah, so Chris Pine's like, he's a good guy, straight up good guy, but he knows that...
He's like the quintessential Chris Pine.
Yeah.
He is perfect for it.
And he's like, Steve look,
Rogers.
I know Steve
Taylor.
Steve Trevor.
Yeah. Close enough.
And he's like, look, we can't help these people, I know, and it's heartbreaking, but we need to get through and we can save them.
Yeah.
And I was expecting Diana to have a bit of I want to save them, and then walk and then keep walking.
Yeah.
But she's like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to go over No Man's Land. So this is the point where they don't know that she's got powers, right? Chris Pine kind of knows that she has some things about her, but obviously not to that extent. And nor does the viewer, right?
No, we don't know what... I mean, we've seen her in Batman vs Superman. We know that she's super strong in that, but this is very much this film is her realizing that power. So there's this moment, man, my God, where she just steps onto No Man's Land. It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer. It's straight up in the trailer, but it's just extended and beautiful. And she steps up, she takes off this cape, she's in the Wonder Woman outfit. It's the first time you see it, and bullets just hail her, man. Yeah,
she pings them off. She whips out her shield. She's just... Oh man, it was just I fully tingled.
Yeah, and then there's the subsequent scene. I guess it's still the same.
Yeah,
it's the same area.
It didn't finish.
It didn't finish. So it goes into them then, raiding the German camp that they were looking for. But it was directed by Patty Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Patty Jenkins. But it's still got I think they're calling it like the Snyderverse color palette.
Yeah,
you can tell that he's still been a producer on it. The slow-mo, Emma came out that film she was chatting to me about. She's like, I was saying, God, I love the action in it is awesome. And she's like, yeah, it reminded me of that film. I was like, what film is that? And she's like, the one with the Gerard Butler, 300. The 300. I was like, 300 going, that's Zack Snyder as well. She's like, it all clicks in.
Yeah.
The guy, people bash him, we bash him. He's not a great director in terms of like story, but God damn, does he make something look good.
He makes a good looking film.
He's such a good visual director.
It was
Patty Jenkins managed to replicate it perfectly.
She's an enigma, mate, because we
both looked her up, didn't we?
Yeah.
She ain't from nothing.
She didn't do anything. The last film she directed was 14 years ago. I checked today.
Really?
It was called Monster.
Really?
Never heard of it. I'm going to watch it eventually.
Yeah.
But she came out of nowhere. Apparently she had really good pitches, really good ideas.
Yeah.
DC just ran with her. She's destroyed it.
Yeah, I mean, this film to me was what I wanted DC to be. It's obviously taken off of the Marvel template heavily, but there's more of a seriousness there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But thank God they've actually added humor in this one, which is such a big thing for the film. They've added humor and it's not out of place.
And it was pretty much all Chris, right?
Yeah, again, Chris Pine's
and
humanity.
his secretary, I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Etta?
Yeah.
Edna?
But she was just a comedy character.
Yeah,
she was only in it for
not
20
bad
minutes?
by any sense.
No. But that's also what the ragtag group of friends that they go on this mission with to fucking fellowship. They're different aspects of humanity, and one of them is
they're all
comedy,
different cultures as well, which I like.
All
that was subtle.
Cultures. Yeah,
it was subtle enough that you could believe it.
I didn't notice it until one of them obviously makes a point of it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you know?
They're all from different bits.
And she obviously gets it because in this world, being a woman is the second class citizen. You know,
she slowly figures it out. Right?
There's plenty of times where she's just told she's not allowed to do something because she is female.
Yeah, and she's like fucking what?
I don't even get that.
Fuck are you, dude?
She's like, I could break you. You know, it's great.
Gal Gadot was.
Yeah, we need to talk about her.
So I'm gonna reiterate, when she was on the island, she played ditzy princess, and I thought it was fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah, I was worried. We were both really worried.
It was not good. But then she transitioned, like you said, into naive princess in Fish Out of Water.
Yeah.
And again, I was like, okay, I've seen this before, whatever. Yeah. But then as she transitions from naive princess to I'm going to save this fucking planet,
she makes the decisions.
Then I started believing that it was Wonder Woman.
She's got this, like, she's just got this smile that just cuts, it just cuts through everything, you know? And she just does it perfectly. She's gorgeous. She's so
outstandingly
beautiful.
Good looking.
Yeah. Well, but they make a joke out of it, don't they? There's a part where they try, and again, it's part of the comedy Fish Out of Water when they're in London. They try and dress her up like a normal human being.
And then Etta,
she's like, oh yeah, with just a pair of glasses, she's not all of a sudden the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and you're like,
of course.
Oh yeah, no one will ever know her. But I feel like that was a nod to the stupidity of
absolutely, it was a nod to
that was so good.
Glasses,
it was so good, you know. But then she reminded me of what Superman is supposed to be.
She reminded me a lot.
With that smile.
Yeah.
She's the good guy. She is the ultimate good guy. You know, she just wants to do what's right in the world. And I think Gal Gadot managed to portray that perfectly.
The alias in this, her being like not Wonder Woman, being like a regular person in London, reminded me a lot of Superman Returns.
Yeah.
The one with in that guy.
He ain't doing much anymore.
Brendan.
I don't know, mate. I know the film you saw. Yeah,
reminds me a lot of him because he's walking around like, oh, he's got his glasses on in his briefcase, and it's, it was reminiscent of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Intentional, I'd no doubt.
I feel like this. The director knew exactly what she was doing. I think what is missing. What was great about this film that's been missing, especially from Batman vs Superman, is that for whatever reason, they've just let them do the film that they wanted to do. You know, like
it wasn't complicated.
It was a simple plot.
Not in a bad way.
It doesn't. No.
Went from A to B.
It doesn't reference anything else, like there's obviously the references that start with Bruce Wayne giving her this picture, and she's like, oh yeah, this picture, and then it, almost flashbacks, and but that's it. There's no, we're setting up this film, we're setting up this film, we're setting up this, like Batman vs Superman had. And it just made it that it was given the time and the direction to just be a good film.
Yeah.
And that made me want to go back and watch Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
So I watched, my partner and I, Jess, we watched Batman v Superman the day before this came out.
Yeah.
And it made us so hyped for Wonder Woman.
Really?
But also made me remember how fucking bad that film is at places.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, all the Batman stuff, spot on.
Oh, perfect.
If they cut...
Except for when he's brutally killing people. But,
I'm on board. I'm on board. Let's fucking go, Batman. Save the world.
At any cost.
But yeah, this was... And even Diana in this, she's like, I'm not killing anyone. But then when it comes down to it, she's in a war with a heavy machine gun being shot at her. And she's like, okay, I'm going to cut this fucker out.
Yeah. And she can very easily. Yeah, I mean, like, we're going on about it, how much we loved it. There is obviously, it's not a perfect film.
It's not, no.
It has to be said. There are some issues with it. It suffers from the same thing that Marvel does, underdeveloped villains.
The villain turned up and then died, spoiler.
Yeah.
The good guys win in the end. And it like kind of went nowhere.
No.
Which is fine.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where we know she's obviously in Batman vs Superman. We know the villain's not going to win.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. They're not setting up for a sequel. I don't mind saying that. But there's like a few different villains and all of them are really underdeveloped. But again, with any Marvel film, which they're obviously borrowing the template from, it's better to have that and concentrate more time on the hero than to have, not everyone can do Dark Knight. Not everyone can have the perfect villain superhero,
I would compare this, not in quality, but in sort of structure to Ant-Man. It's got a great hero. It's got a great side cast.
Oh yeah, the side cast is really strong. Chris Pine especially.
Chris Pine was
absolutely kills
fantastic.
It. He is honestly the shining star of this film. He's really good.
I would say he outshines Gal Gadot a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Especially in the third act.
Completely. Yeah. But it's good hero, good cast. Villains meh, but you get your action scenes.
Yeah. They weren't long enough for me. I really wanted more.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy we got it, but I was just like, as soon as it was done, I was like, man, I want that again.
Yeah. No, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, I mean, and then my only other negative really is the third act. There's some really good emotional highs.
Yeah.
But there's also some real cheese.
Oh, a lot of it.
There's some
came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Cheese out of nowhere.
Really came out of nowhere. We're grounded in World War One.
Yeah.
You literally see people with blown off limbs.
Yeah.
And then that happens.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about the same thing.
I think we're talking about the same thing. Yeah.
And then I was like,
it's like comic book. It was 101.
Yeah.
It's 101.
It was crazy.
It was. Yeah, so bizarre. It was sort of out of nowhere and it really took me out. Yeah. And then the final fight is very CGI heavy as well.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because the fights prior to that have been quite grounded, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In the sense of she's obviously destroying people left, right and centre. But it's not zap, It reminded me of the Batman vs Superman Doomsday fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is like one
pew
of the...
pew. Yeah. There was no real fist fight. Like, not that I need a fist fight, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like power, beating up, turn happens.
It was like a Dragon Ball Z movie.
Yeah. Which is what is a shame. But at the same time, with a bad guy that is also a god.
Yeah.
Where are they going to go with it? They're not going to have fisticuffs, are they? So I can forgive it enough. And the way that the resolution happened, in terms of it happens in every film, the thing that makes the character realize that they can do it, hit me right in the gut.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a really good way.
Yeah,
in a really good way.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really good. So I mean,
we'll talk about this again in a couple months or something.
Sure.
Because I want to talk about the ending.
I'm going to say I think what we'll try doing is we'll try going back like a month later or whatnot and just sort of doing a little bit of a spoiler version.
Yeah, once we get our YouTube up, we can just make a spoiler version ASAP.
Do you know what? That's a great idea.
And then we can just do a spoiler video.
That's a great idea. I like that. I like that, Callum. You're doing that thinking thing that,
I'm doing,
that I can't do.
I've been known to do it, not near my girlfriend though. Which
don't let them know, mate. Don't let them know. As soon as they work out you can do stuff,
that's it. You're done.
Especially now they've seen Wonder Woman. They're all hyped up.
I know.
They're all on their horses, you know?
Shit, literally. One last thing from me anyway. As in Batman v Superman with Wonder Woman in that.
Yeah, we're comparing it a lot, but I feel like we need to because that's the best thing we have to go off of it.
It's annoying to me, to be honest, because
it's his own film.
I went into Captain America: The First Avenger with no expectations.
Sure,
didn't have a clue about him really.
Yeah.
And then I've got this character, right?
Yes.
Whereas in this, same premise, same structure.
Yeah.
But I already know that she's a god, and she's like she kicks some butt and kills Doomsday, etc. And whatever. It's just me. It's me being mad at films. Anyway, music in this.
So cool.
Fucking fantastic. When she jumps in that room, looks up, and then the
it's like an electric violin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously listen out for that kind of shit, but when that fight was going down and her theme music kicks in, the fight ended.
Yeah.
I went to everyone, I was like, fucking cool. There's no way of going around it.
I kind of felt it coming because, like I said, I watched BVS like a couple days before. So before that starts, it's the drums. It's like dun 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 dun. So as she jumps through the window, the beat started, and I was like, "Yes, it's happening."
It's great. I mean, whoever's doing the scores or whatnot, and I do like what they're doing with this.
Hans Zimmer.
Is it? Is this one Hans as well?
Well, that was he did the Wonder Woman one. I'm pretty sure.
Batman versus Superman.
I want to say he did.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to check because they're doing
this.
Myself.
They're doing this clever thing that Avengers does not do, and I'm really glad that DC's doing it.
Yeah,
they're blending people's themes together.
Yeah.
So the dun 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 dun. That's Batman.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like I knew she was going to kick some ass.
And then there's the Lex Luthor like dun like oh man.
Yeah.
If there's one thing
it's really clever. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. So Batman v Superman was done by Hans Zimmer, Junkie XL.
Okay.
Let me look for Wonder Woman. But yeah, so the Wonder Woman theme tune is definitely done by Hans.
Cool. That makes more sense to me now with the percussion because he's a big fan of percussion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's a great film. I mean, overall I gave it an 8.5.
Okay, I was about to ask too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Not start to finish, but the first 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was a great ride. Couple of hiccups along the way.
But I can allow it because the middle part was.
And God, do we need this film?
Oh, we do.
I can't wait to be woefully disappointed by Justice League now.
Shut up, Chris. I can't live like this. Yeah, how long we got? Is that 22 minutes or so? That's fine.
I mean, I know you don't like ratings, but what would you?
No, I'm biased on this, obviously, and
of course,
I hate saying it, but it's so true. I'd go 9 for this. This is up there. This is up there.
It's up there with Guardians.
It's up there with me with Guardians and Batman.
Wow. Batman v Superman is not.
No, this is up there with Guardians with me.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's about there with Captain America's First Avenger because I really love that film and I think it did it well.
Yeah, this film is a real blend in the films. Just go out and see it. Go out and see it.
Pay money for it.
Yeah.
Buy popcorn. Do everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's so worth it. And Patty Jenkins hasn't made a film forever. She's turned up, made this amazing film about a female superhero.
Yeah.
Was this the first ever female superhero in like the millennial age?
That I can think of.
Right?
That I could, like, off the top of my head, I'm going to say,
Catwoman and fucking Elektra.
Don't talk about Catwoman. Don't ever talk about Catwoman or Elektra.
So
they never happened.
This is the first one. This is the first female superhero film that's actually good.
Yeah.
And it's done by a woman, thank God.
Yeah.
Just fucking make this film succeed because it is great.
I mean, that leads us on to new news.
News!
This is also like the most successful female directed film there's ever been, isn't there?
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that a statistic that's going around?
I think. I mean, I saw a headline.
Great.
Saw a headline.
Fucking great.
Because it's. I mean, you got any statistics for me?
So the weekend gross came out this morning.
Sure.
So domestic US is 103 million.
What was the budget? Do we know?
I do not know.
I'll try and find out for you if I can. Hold up.
So domestic US was 103 million.
Yeah.
Domestic worldwide. Mm-hmm. Bearing in mind this came out on Thursday, it's now Monday.
Yeah.
So that's 5 days.
Yeah.
Worldwide, 223 million.
Wow.
Nearly $250,000.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
What was the budget?
That's a lot of money. The budget. Apparently, it is $150 million US.
They've made bare profit, mate.
They made bare profit.
Bare profit. And this is 5 days in. And now the good reviews are out, like ours.
Like ours. I mean, I'd say now that ours is out,
now that ours is out, you're allowed to see it.
The rest can follow, you know?
Yeah.
No press screening for this one?
No, not this one. Also, another bit of news to jump off of that.
Sure, man.
Patty Jenkins has now been announced as the director for Wonder Woman 2.
Oh, so they're going straight on the sequel then, are they?
They're straight on planning it, I guess.
Sure.
And I think they're going to get Patty to, do her magic that she did in the first one. I don't know. I'm okay with Cheetah. Cheetah's a bit mad. She was an Amazonian.
Is she?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about Wonder Woman. I'm happy to say that.
I know lots about her Cheetah from Injustice, which I've been playing.
Yeah, I watched all of that.
Did you?
I did. I watched all of that. Digression session. Yeah, I watched.
That's fucking great.
Mate, that was 2 hours long. So Callum told me. It was only
okay, wasn't it?
Callum told me. He says, we're talking about all this comic book shit. After a podcast, he says, man, you got that game Injustice. Oh, we were around yours. We were talking about plans for the podcast.
Yeah.
He's got Injustice too. He's like, dude, you got to check out the storyline. Someone's put it up on YouTube. Just the storyline of Injustice, the first game, because it's pretty sick. And it was pretty good actually.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Pretty stupid.
Stupid as fuck. So stupid. So stupid.
Oh man.
The bit the writer pause it and like, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
Was it when they got the pills? They got like Krypton pills that allow Superman to fight you.
Yeah.
It's like, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine, don't worry about it.
It's like, really, guys? Really
good, stupid.
They're so stupid.
So stupid.
It was, I mean, the fucking credit where credit's due. Those writers were told, we're making an 8-hour game. Your job is to get us from fight to fight, and we want like 20 of them. And you have to do a storyline that gets us from fight to fight. So like, it's some of them are like, oh God, where you just got bad guys in a room, bad guys do something, then the good guys come in and I go, here we go.
Yeah.
It's just like, just cut the bullshit, guys. They'll just do any excuse to get them to fight.
It's so good.
Like the best one was when they go to this, they end up going to like an alternate universe. So stupid.
End up.
And like,
accidentally.
It might as well be. And there's like Nightwing, but it's Red Nightwing.
Of course
and he starts fighting, I don't know, Green Arrow or someone. And it's like, Nightwing, what are you doing? Dick, what are you doing? It's like, I'm not Dick. I'm Damien.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, whoa.
I know.
It's like any excuse they can find.
Yeah.
Any excuse. Fucking funny though.
Good and stupid.
It was good, man. It was good and stupid.
I just finished the second one.
Oh, have you?
Also good and stupid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I might have to watch it, man. The graphics in that first one were lame. I did not realise
graphics are
how
better
bad.
in this. Not good.
I don't think they expected Injustice to be a massive success.
No, not at all. But
good on them.
Anyway, that's a digression.
Good on them.
Should we carry on with the new news?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to do whatever you got.
I've every day.
Bear in mind, I've got another review to do. I've been hitting the popcorn.
Let's hit this one little bit of news and then we'll do that review.
No worries.
Live planning. I hear it. Maythefilmswithyou.com.
Remember,
that's a thing, by the way, now.
That is a thing.
Maythefilmswithyou.com.
Hey.
Go there. Listen to our things.
Go soon. Tell
Shit,
your
we
friends.
should promo that first thing. Tell your friends. Tell your
Tell
family.
your friends.
Buy my shirts.
And like my band's page.
Like my band's page.
Like my band's page. And of course, if you have anything to say to us, as always,
filmswithyou@gmail.com.
Got it. Easy. They said, do you want to pay 30 quid for an info at Films With You?
And I said no.
We said, fuck you, good
I'll
sir.
get the Gmail, thank you,
mate.
sir. I'll take that to go, please.
How much is Gmail? Free? Gmail.
3, please. We have fun here.
We have fun. We're poor.
So I wake up every morning. And
you think about Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Some days I like it. Some days I fucking don't, Chris. And this one day I woke up and I was into it.
Yeah.
I genuinely started watching stuff on YouTube.
Sure.
This is a true story. I started watching things on YouTube, and you know the opening scene. I don't know if you remember it very well.
I remember it. I remember every detail, every frame.
It's his high school graduation.
Yep.
He's swinging through New York City. He's late. He's Peter Parker. He's late.
I am Rhino.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah,
Paul.
And he's swinging through, and he's like, "Excuse me, officer, you're going too fast." And it's so good. It's a good Spider-Man, man.
It's great.
Andrew
Spider-Man.
Garfield is a good Spider-Man. He's not a good Peter Parker.
He's my Spider-Man.
He's my Spider-Man. And then I see a headline. I've finished watching these YouTubes.
Sure.
I get out my cornflakes.
Sure.
No. I get the word. No endorsement. There it is. Came eventually.
The cornflakes.
Sat down, turned on the TV, and in my alternate universe of TV with headlines that matter to me, really it was on Reddit. I see a headline: Tom Hardy, God bless the man, Mad Max himself, has been cast as Mad Max himself and Bane himself.
He's everything. He's the chameleon.
I'll give you permission. Someone has given him permission, Chris, to be Venom.
Yeah.
In a Spider-Man film.
I don't feel it.
Now, I know what you're saying. That sounds fine.
Sounds great.
Sounds fine.
Sounds great.
But then you find out that it's not in the same universe as Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
What?
So, we now have a Spider-Man in a universe with an Iron Man and also a Venom in his own fucking planet.
So what's going on here is that because obviously Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man.
So they own the rights to everything.
They own the rights,
and they've leased Spidey.
They've given Spider-Man 2 flopped. All the plans got leaked. This was years back, wasn't it? Do you remember this?
I think it was like 2012.
Yeah. So like a few years back, there was a massive hack at Sony. Basically, the next 6 years of their, or maybe it was 10, loads of plans got leaked, including basically the entire future for the Spider-Man franchise that they had.
Yeah, so they were going to make Sinister Six movie,
and this Venom spin-off film, movie, which they had in the works then. So clearly, what they've done is they've then leased off to try and recoup some money. They've leased off Spider-Man to Marvel, said do what you want, but I think they get they're getting money somehow.
I don't think Marvel care at this point. They're like, fine, we'll take our own property for free. I'm going to make all the money.
But they're both companies are gaining from it somehow. So for some reason, still in this Sony Spider-Man universe, where I guess it's going to be a new Spider-Man. I don't think it's
going to be a Spider-Man.
So it's just a Venom. But they just decided to cast Tom Hardy and do a Venom film. Standalone Venom film. But not even a spin-off anymore. Why?
I'm so angry, Chris.
Why?
Here's the thing. Venom's okay. You got to think of Venom.
You can't have Venom without Spider-Man.
Exactly. You got to think of Venom as the Joker.
Yeah.
There's no Joker without Batman. There's no Venom without Spider-Man, right? The symbiote. Oh god, this is going to be really stupid.
This is nerdy shit. Yeah,
apologies. I apologise. I'll make it quick because it's bullshit. Believe me, it's bullshit. The symbiote hates Spidey because he rejected the symbiote, right?
So symbiote crashes down from asteroid.
In some whatever, sometimes he comes down on a spaceship. Sometimes Spidey finds him in a Secret Wars war.
Attaches to Spider-Man. Spider-Man becomes Black Spider-Man.
He beats some people up. He does some cool things.
I can't do it. The power, I don't like it.
So he gets rid of it. The symbiote now hates Spidey.
Holds a grudge. Yeah. Holds a grudge, does this symbiote. But then also this symbiote finds Flash Thompson, who also hates Peter Parker. Yeah. Because he's a bully and they've come to blows at some point. So the symbiote goes into Flash Thompson and then they get the combined knowledge. Peter Parker, Spidey, they hate each other. There's a big fight. Everyone knows who everyone is. Sure. It's stupid. It's bullshit. Yeah. It's Spider-Man. Because this is how fucking stupid comic books are, the version I know is of Eddie Brock instead of Flash.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean Flash Thompson. I meant Eddie Brock. Oh. I said Flash Thompson.
Well, Flash Thompson does become one of them, doesn't he?
Briefly.
He becomes
I meant Eddie Brock.
Anti-Venom or someone, doesn't he?
Who
gives a shit?
Whatever. Doesn't matter. I meant Eddie Brock. Apologies.
Yeah, that's right. No worries.
So in my mind, he is like the Joker, right? Spidey always beats him, but he never kills him. And he always comes to, he's always standing above him with a clenched fist. And he's like, I'm not going to kill you because I'm Spider-Man, but I can, also, fuck you.
But the thing is that Venom controls Eddie, not the other way around. But then, later on in the comic books, he learns to control him.
He becomes a Guardian of the Galaxy, by the way. So
comic books are stupid.
Fucking comic books are stustupid, man. So now they're going to have this movie, right?
But
so
where? How are they going to explain it?
So here's my idea. This is what I would do if someone from Sony went, "Hey, Callum, we ain't got Spider-Man. Here's Venom. Do what you want."
Okay, I am the head exec of Sony. Sell it to me.
Here's what I'd do. First of all, hire Tom Hardy.
I like your style, kid. Here's the money.
Yeah. Second of all, I'd make it a redeeming quality where Tom Hardy's bad on his bad luck. He's a photographer. He's not doing very well.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the other issue we have as well. So I found out this Venom thing was happening. I was like, "Fuck yes, Venom with Spider-Man."
Yeah.
And then you break the news that it's in Sony. It's not in Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that bums me out. Then I think about it. I was like, well, doesn't make any sense anyway because Tom Hardy is like a mid-30s dude.
Yeah. He ain't gonna be fighting a 16-year-old.
Tom Holland's supposed to be like a 16-year-old Spider-Man, and they're supposed to be schoolhood friends.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, all right.
So I would do photographer down on his luck, homeless, blah, 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 finds a symbiote, starts murdering people, eventually finds his way back to goodness, but keeps the symbiote, maybe to fight another day as a good guy.
Addiction.
Maybe, yeah. I'd put it as a drug addiction. I'd do the Jekyll and Hyde, Frankenstein's monster bullshit.
Yeah.
What I think they might do is put him down like a... this is just an inkling. I think they might do like a war veteran thing.
Okay.
They might chop one of his legs or chop one of his arms off, give him some PTSD.
Yeah.
The US love a war vet.
Mate, let me tell you, they love war.
They love war.
They love it.
Give him the symbiote, hilarity ensues. But what I would do is I'd keep it 18, keep it R-rated, I suppose.
They're not going to do that, but continue.
That's what I would do. I'd make it brutal. I'd make it bloody.
Yeah.
I'd make it I'd make it American Psycho-esque. I'd make it so that he's killing. He doesn't know whether he wants to. He kind of enjoys it. He kind of hates himself. That's what I would do.
I mean, this is the thing with the property like Venom, where it is a complex character, it is a very conflicting character. Who better to give it to than Tom Hardy? He's a phenomenal actor. We've seen that he can do roles similar to this in the past. It's, great, perfect. But I'm just not sure what kind of film it's supposed to be, what kind of film it's going to be. I mean, given Sony's track record in the past with any Spider-Man property, there's no trust. There's no trust. Even when we see the trailer, I'm not going to think too much about it,
And I'm really unsure how they're going to approach it, because either they go dark and gritty, which not every film needs to be, but some films do benefit from it. Look at Logan.
I think this is a film that would benefit. It's Venom.
Absolutely.
He's
but if they don't do that, they're going to make the symbiote make him 7 foot tall with a giant 7 foot tongue.
Yeah.
And that's going to be stupid, Chris. Let me tell you, that's going to be stupid.
Well, I mean,
I want this to essentially be like... I want this to essentially be like he never gets a costume or anything like that. I want it to be like he flicks his arm, black shit comes out, he strangles a dude, or he can make his arm razor sharp and cut through people.
Like Prototype.
Like Prototype. That's how I want it to be.
Okay.
Because if they start making him 7 foot tall with giant white eyes and a 12 foot tongue, it's going to be so stupid, Chris.
I don't know, man. It's one of those, I think I'd love to see a huge Venom like that, because that's the Venom that I know.
But
I think on its own, it does not work. And that's why I was so excited when I thought it was going to be in the Marvel universe, because I was like, I could genuinely see that. I could see it happening.
Yeah.
The Marvel universe is just weird
next to the
enough.
Hulk, it's next to the Hulk,
yeah, exactly. It would work. But if it's supposed to be this grounded reality film where it's a standalone, even if they mention Spider-Man, which they are obviously going to, because they need to.
I don't think they will.
They need to. They can't just give it the Venom symbiote. He needs to find out.
Can't they?
They can't. It doesn't make any sense.
They could do, tests in a lab. Met the shady dude in the street and he wants to give me my legs back.
I don't want it.
I don't want it, man.
But hey, we're going to get it.
So that's some news. Speaking of giant, black, scary monster thingies from space.
Yeah.
You got a little review for us, don't you?
Yeah, let's go back to that nice review.
Go back to the penthouse. Go to the room with the review.
Oh, that was awful.
There it is. There it is. We have fun here.
We have fun. We're just a couple of friends.
Couple of guys hanging out.
What have we become?
Tell me about that movie, man.
So I went and saw Alien Covenant.
Mm-hmm. I was supposed to see it.
You were supposed
My friends
to see
are douchebags.
So I'm going to go into this with a warning of minor spoilers.
All right.
Just because I don't feel like I can explain some of the stuff without it.
Okay.
Let's get the obvious out of the way. It looked gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by Ridley Scott. He's back in the helm.
He's back.
He's done Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
And this film sort of acts like a sequel to Prometheus and a prequel to Alien.
Okay. Which I guess is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, but in the sense of like, it was supposed to be, I think people wanted a Prometheus sequel, and it answers some of the questions of that.
Right.
Pretty piss poorly, but to the level where it's like, we've done it, leave us alone.
All right.
And then the rest of it is just finding out where the aliens come from, which is pretty fucking cool.
Is it space? Is that where they come from?
No, it's not. Oh. No. I don't know if you'll like where they come from.
What are you talking about?
Cool. The aliens.
Yeah. They come from space. is where they come from. That's all I need to know, ever. Oh, I need to see this fucking film.
You should see it.
All right.
But yeah, it looked gorgeous. But there's these I think they're called, what are they call them now? You know, you got your xenomorphs. These are I think they're called protomorphs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like the ones before the aliens. They're like these alien babies. They look fucking weird because they're like CGI, and it completely took me out. And it's such a shame because like Ridley Scott's obviously got this great eye, and a lot of it I think he did with practical, and they really shine through. And then you just got this CGI alien baby.
Are all the aliens CGI?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just these alien babies that really stood out for me, and I think it's because they're in just like a completely physical plane. You know, it just didn't work. But there's some things in there. So to backtrack a bit. Premise of the film is there's this ship called the Covenant.
Yeah.
It is a colonization mission. Walter, who is the robot in this, the android in this. Fassbender's back. Walter is the obviously upgraded version of what David was in the last film. And he's patrolling the ship. There's a solar flare. It fucks everything up. There's loads of issues. Spoiler alert, James Franco isn't in the film. Yeah. He dies in the first 2 minutes. I did not recognise that it was him because he like gets burnt up. And it's only when his spouse is looking through old photos, it's like, oh, that was James Franco?
Why did they cast him?
I don't know.
Like, that's so weird.
I don't know.
I heard about this.
It was so stupid. It was
ridiculous.
So stupid that we should explain. They do there's like a webisode prequel to the film where it's just them going into the hypersleep.
Yeah, we spoke about it.
It's really cool. And then this then leads on to that colonization mission. But then they wake up, change a captain who's the guy that plays Dr. Manhattan. I've forgotten his name.
Oh, really?
Really good actor.
Yeah, okay.
And they find out that actually where they've woken up, there's a planet that's closer, 8 years quicker. So they go there instead. They get like a message thing, which is the Dr. Shaw from Prometheus.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name. She's got a weird name.
Charlize Theron.
No. She's dead.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, the one that survives. The one that gets away with David.
Yeah.
It's a message from her. So they're like, we'll go check this out. And then shit just, they land on this planet, and that's when shit starts going down.
Okay.
And then the rest of the film, it's really cool.
Things happen.
Basically, from there on, you find out what happened with Prometheus and where the aliens come from. But Ridley Scott's attention to detail, because obviously he did Prometheus as well, is second to none. Yeah. It is crazy. So, for example, David is back in the film.
I heard about this.
So, Michael Fassbender's got 2 roles.
He can do it.
And they're different characters. You basically learn that Walter... David is one of the first androids. Yeah. And he sort of learns that he is technically better than humans. Yeah. And he starts to get a complex, and it's displayed in Prometheus, but it's expanded on here. He's like not broken, but he's a robot that can think, and he starts thinking some weird shit, he ain't right. Whereas Walter, he sets out, he's like, you made people nervous because you could create. So they didn't give me that ability. Yeah. And Walter is like the ultimate good guy.
So he's both the protagonist and the antagonist. He's both the
protagonist and the antagonist.
God damn it, Fassbender.
Again, minor spoiler. It's pretty early on in the film. As soon as David turns up, you're like, this dude ain't right. Yeah. So minor spoiler. David is the main antagonist.
I mean, if I had Fassbender, I'd want to play 2 dudes.
He is terrifying. He's one of the most terrifying, compelling bad guys I've met in a film in a long, long time. Like up there with the last one I can think of is Heath Ledger's Joker. All right. I was captivated because he's just such a complex character. He's broken, but it's not his fault. Yeah. And he's doing some weird shit.
And there's logic behind his actions, I suppose, right?
Yeah. There's logic, and it's like you understand that he's been almost created like this, and it's because there's a bit where Walter's so fucking cool. Yeah. Walter is so fucking cool. So there's a bit where David is reciting this book. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it's basically his reasoning for doing something. And Walter's listening to this because David sees Walter as a brother.
Right.
Walter's listening to this and he sort of, doesn't make anything of it. And then there's like this sort of bust up or this like, tension. Things are about to turn. David's about to hatch his plan. And Walter goes up to him and they're having this conversation. He's like, what was that? That quote that you said? Who wrote that book? And David answers and he goes, it wasn't though. David got it wrong.
Oh.
And then that just sort of sends David on like this
into a fucking
spiral.
Yeah,
but then you're like, so Walter's, he sees quite a bit more clearly.
Yeah.
There's a one-liner that Walter gives that is one of the coolest one-liners ever.
Okay.
They're about to have a big bust up. Well, basically, David thinks he's killed Walter. Walter heals because he's like a new model.
Okay.
And then they're about to have they have a really
Terminator 2 style.
They have a really cool fight. Terminator 2 style. They have a really cool fight. And David's like, I thought I killed you. And then what was like, there's been a few changes. It's like,
fucking
bang!
Yes.
It's like, yeah, Walter!
And this is just Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, it's Michael Fassbender fighting Michael Fassbender.
I'm fucking so
see it for Fassbender alone, man.
Yeah.
He's great. He really is the selling point of the film.
All right.
Start to finish.
Are the Fassbenders like the focal point then? Are the aliens sidewinded?
David is the focal point.
Okay.
If I had to give... the aliens and David are the focal point, if that makes sense. You'd have to go see the film.
Okay.
But it's tense and terrifying.
Good.
There is some scenes. I kind of saw it with a friend from work. There's some scenes where, especially when the film ends, we looked at each other and we were like,
yeah,
and breathe, But there's some scenes where I was genuinely just like, oh, get out of that fucking room, that just get out, like proper terror.
That's good.
Yeah. I think that's it. It's a good film. I don't know. I mean, I've heard really different reviews from it. From what I've seen,
I've heard some bad ones.
It's been really divisive. I guess. I mean, I'm not a huge Alien fan.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the first two. I saw Prometheus years back. I can't really remember it. But I think you can go into this. My friend Kieran from work, he hasn't seen. I think he's only seen part of Alien.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen them. But he didn't know. He hasn't seen Prometheus, and he had a great time with it.
Okay,
he really enjoyed it. I think you could enjoy it just on its own.
Yeah, I need to see it.
You should see it.
I'm a big fan of the.
I would be really interested to see what you think to get someone else's view.
Fucking hated Prometheus. God damn it.
This might fix that for you then.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what are we numbering this on?
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
All right. So it's only 0.5 less than Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I've had a really good time with films this couple of weeks. Also, the
films are risky, man.
Yeah, the ending is fucking haunting.
Okay, say no more.
Yeah,
I'm in. Was there a post-credit thing? There was in Prometheus.
We didn't stick about for.
All right.
We didn't stick about for one. We'd been damaged.
You'd had enough.
Yeah, we were like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So.
Oh.
Well, do you want to go on to, bro?
I sort of brushed that film off, and I'm psyched to see it now.
I want you to see it because I'd be interested. We have both similar and different opinions, so I'd be really interested to see if you can find it legally, obzieely.
Yeah, of course.
I'd recommend it.
It's probably still out, maybe.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
why not?
Probably.
Want to move on?
Yeah, what are you thinking? Let's just plan it on air. Let's just
what are we doing?
Let's just get our hair down and just go, man.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to move on to that fortnightly if you want. This is we should sort of say we try and mix up a little bit of films and a little bit of life and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We're behind. We've seen 2 major films. Yeah, this is going to be a very film heavy one.
And I watched a lot of films before.
Oh, did you?
Well,
then let's see what you've done. What you've been listening on that fortnightly, mate.
Boom. So, my friend, where do I start right here? Real quick one. Inspired by you watching The Judas Contract.
Yeah.
Was it called Judas Contract?
It was. Yeah. DC animated.
Inspired by watching that.
Yeah. Talked about it last podcast.
I decided to watch the latest DC Animated Universe movie.
Which is?
Justice League Dark.
I don't care for that, but...
Have you seen it?
I haven't, no. I don't care for the mystical shit, so... and it was all about Constantine and stuff, isn't it? Constantine and Batman. That's what I saw from the trailer.
You've got the thing.
Right. Yeah, no, I bypassed that one,
I really went in with my with my little eyes open.
You do it?
I don't know, man. Let me tell you, there's a bit of backstory here. It won't take long, I swear.
Flashback.
There always is. Okay, so I played this game years ago, Assassin's Creed 4.
Oh, fuck. I gave up at 3, mate.
Not the point. Anyway, the guy who voice acted and mocapped it was really good. The whole game was acted by this guy. And it's this Welsh guy named Matt Ryan.
Okay.
He was fantastic. I always thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Then he got cast as Constantine in the live-action CW show.
Okay.
So I watched all of that season. It was fantastic. But then it got cancelled after the first season.
So it wasn't that fantastic.
It wasn't that fantastic. I thought it was fantastic. So then they made Justice League Dark, right?
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan, who played Constantine in real life...
In real life, in the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Real life in the show. He's playing Constantine in this Justice League Dark, right?
Okay.
I was psyched.
They're blending the worlds.
They're blending the worlds.
This is what I keep on talking about.
It was a bad film, Chris. It was a really fucking bad film. The premise is like, someone's doing something, magic needs to stop it. Batman is actually kind of funny because he's like, magic doesn't exist, and everyone's like, you've literally seen it like 4 times today.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, nah, there's an explanation.
That's not a Batman. Batman uses the magic. He's like, yeah, I know you can do this, I can't, you do it.
Yeah.
That's my Batman.
I don't really have a lot to say about this film other than the plot was fucking terrible, Chris. It wasn't even bad for comic books.
Oh dear.
It was just fucking bad, dude.
Give me a brief synopsis then. If you can.
Where do I start?
Oh dear. It's that bad, is it?
Okay, so people start seeing other people as demons.
Okay.
So they start killing each other.
Okay.
And then they're like, what is happening?
Hold on, let me guess. Batman thinks it's Scarecrow's fear toxin?
Yes, well done.
I'm good, aren't I?
They lock up some people, nothing stops, and then something else happens, which I forget. And then they decide, it's magic. So then they find Zatanna.
Okay,
and
cool.
she goes, oh yeah, I know what's happening. I can't fix this. We need Constantine.
Okay.
So then we find Constantine.
What is Constantine? Is he just a detective? Or
he's a detective with magic.
Okay.
But also he's got lung cancer detective. And he's dying.
Okay.
And he's like sold his soul to the devil or something. All right, whatever.
Right, whatever.
He then goes, oh yeah, I know what's happening. I think it's this guy. They chase down this one guy, and it's not this guy, it's the other guy. And then they have a big fight, and then it ends. And it was fucking terrible, Chris.
I'm
really simplifying
Granted, you're not selling it to me, but that sounds awful.
It was like, I'm not trying to downplay anything. It was just bad. The plot was bad. The characters were shit.
Yeah.
Diana turned up at one point, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And I think she got pushed over, and then she disappeared. Right. And I was like, okay.
Well, man, with one hand they give us, with the other they take us.
This is true.
We can't have it all.
And it was just bad.
Right.
It was bad.
Don't recommend.
Do not recommend, unfortunately.
Okay.
I want to watch all the good DC stuff, but to be honest, as long as we don't watch the bad shit, they won't keep making bad shit, and hopefully they'll still making good shit.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly. The animated franchise that they've been doing has sort of been going off pace for a while. So
then I'm moving on to another one, my friend.
Yeah, go for it.
That's like a solid 4 out of 10, that one.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not enjoying that. I would not watch that again.
Yeah, rough.
With my eyes open. So my partner asked if I would watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh wow!
I goddamn hate Harry Potter, man.
Yeah,
fuck me, I hate Harry Potter.
I've got all the books in my cupboard. I read them. I don't know why I read them. I was just a kid.
I'm against book burning.
I don't really like them.
But if I needed some warmth, man, Harry Potter is where I would go.
It's the first to go.
Yeah,
you got like Bible. You got Harry Potter.
Keep the bedtime stories.
That's a bit harsh.
Political. Fantastic Beasts was okay, actually.
Yeah.
There's no fucking school bullshit, and there's no whipping around wands, shouting magic words. Everyone just points wands and shit blows up, which I really liked.
Okay,
because no one's spouting incantations or anything. Yeah. They just point and things happen.
They're not doing that wizard shit.
They are, but it's in the US, so it's edgy.
Oh, okay.
And they call the muggles
no wonder shit's blowing up left, right, and centre.
So the premise is that bloke from that fucking film, I can't remember his name.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, thank you.
Eddie Redmayne.
He goes to America with a bunch of animals in his suitcase.
Sure.
And he's going to set this one particular one free. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay. But then he gets caught up in this politics war because one of the bad wizards is walking around and blowing shit up, and the muggles, or as the Americans call it, the no-maj.
That's not catchy at all. No. Muggles is way more
catchy.
I
think the connotation was that Americans are pretty blunt and silly with their abbreviations.
Sure.
whatever.
You British?
Yeah,
you're muggles.
Yeah, that line was actually said.
Oh, okay.
So well done.
Okay,
you've written the film now.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to tell me how it ended? You won't guess because let me tell you.
I know the twist in air quotes.
What, that Colin Farrell is Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
That apologies potion, man.
Yeah, who cares? Whatever. But like, plot aside,
sure.
if you can say that, the spectacles were good. The magic beam juices were good.
The beaming juices.
The monsters were really cool, and like that's the shit I like in Harry Potter was the world and all the monsters and the shit that they never explain.
Yeah,
that's the shit I like.
See, that's the shit I can't stand. We both like fantasy worlds and all that sort of thing, and there's like lore. We both quite like worlds that have lore and stuff. You know, again, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
My new one is Mass Effect, Star Wars, Star Trek, like whatever. They have to have some sort of lore to them. Yeah. Harry Potter just makes shit up.
It makes shit up, absolutely.
It fucks me off.
But this one was. It was more subtle in the making of shit up, if you will.
Okay.
It says some things and you go, what? And he goes, yeah, it's because of this. And you're like, all right, sure, whatever, mate. Eddie Redmayne's terrible in every kind of way.
Oh, is he?
He's just the worst.
Is that just you being biased, or
it's a bit of both? Right. His character's crap. He's really fidgety and like, oh no, yes sir, no sir.
He's like a nerdy guy,
but it's not good. He's just terrible.
Well, he can only do what he's given with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like he's a bona fide good actor.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I hate him, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't hate him. Don't sue me, please, Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie, if you're listening, we're happy to have you on the podcast at any point.
Any day now.
We'll drop.
Still waiting for that phone call, man. I don't think he's fantastic, but he's obviously a good actor. He's got Oscars, right? But yeah, the plot obviously did not help him.
No. How was our boy Ezra Miller? Was he in the film? He was in
it, but he was bad.
Okay.
The plot was shit. He played a guy who was in an orphanage, but was also a bad guy. And
was it just very convoluted then?
It was really ridiculous, man.
Okay.
It was a stupid film. The only things I like, the special effects were great.
Sure.
Absolutely fantastic.
But I mean, that's part of the part, you know.
Yeah.
That's all part and parcel with those Harry Potter films.
Jess liked it, and she really likes Harry Potter. So I guess for them, for those kind of people,
that's it. We're not the target demographic, are we?
I don't really want to give it a score because it's fully not my film.
Sure.
And
seems unfair.
It's no point.
Sure. Well, they're making 4 more.
Shut up.
Yeah. So get ready for that.
Shut up.
Because J.K. Rowling's, not.
She's running out of money, mate. She can only own so many houses.
One of my favourite internet facts is about her, and just listening, everyone praises everyone, blah blah blah, aren't they good? And it's that apparently, allegedly, she donated so much of her money that she went from being a billionaire to a millionaire. I was like, yeah, she's still fucking multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
then.
I could do with some millions, mate.
If you go like even, I don't know, if you go like 100 million shy of $1 billion, still doing all right.
Yeah,
still doing all right.
Hey, whatever. She made some money.
She made some money. Apparently, that The Cursed Child isn't very good either. That play that she did.
Yeah,
I've heard
Jess
some
bought the book.
scathing reviews.
Great.
Yeah.
Jess bought the book and she couldn't finish it. She said it was terrible.
Oh, really?
But it's weird because they released the book.
It gets time travel, doesn't it? I'll chat one of the girls' work of it. It goes into time travel and it sounds like it's written like it's fan fiction. Does that make sense?
That's what I've heard. And it's like about Voldemort's child that is like in between times. Anyway, the book was weird because they released the book as the play script.
Sure.
So it's like...
So it's just the script.
You're reading lines.
Right.
So why would you do that? Just release the book and then make a play?
Because they can make money out of it, Callum.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
So, someone in the boardroom went, we should just release that script.
Why don't we just release the script? Yeah. This Harry Potter thing, it's a book, right? Yeah, we'll just release the fucking script then. Yeah. I don't know.
Go on then, what have you been watching?
So what I've been watching is I've only watched a couple because I've been to the cinema a lot. Been a busy man, So I watched that Get Out that you reviewed last week.
Fortnight.
Fortnight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that highly of it.
Get Out.
Everybody gets one. End.
We have fun here.
It was the build up was a lot better than the payoff. I thought the payoff was utterly lame.
Oh, really?
I was really disappointed. Maybe it's because you'd hyped it for me.
Maybe I'd hyped you.
Maybe.
But, see, I went in knowing nothing.
I thought there was some fucking stupid shit in that film. It was so stupid.
You mean the hypnotism didn't ground you, man?
As soon as they turn up to the house and it's mentioned that she's a hypnotist, I literally went, oh, okay, that's where this film's going, you know? But what annoys me is that every so often his mate will call up, right?
Yeah, he was great.
He's great. Comic relief.
Yeah. Hero.
His mate turns up, he's comic relief. He spells out the plot,
He
Callum.
does, yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah.
Middle of the film.
Yeah.
Spells out the plot.
He does, yeah.
Why do I need to... Why? Why would you do that?
Funny.
It was really funny. But I didn't need to watch the rest of the film. You know?
You did.
The film even ends on a... I get that it's Jordan Peele, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 From Key and Peele, you know, we discussed this before. Comedy. Get it. He's a great comedic actor. I get that he's going to have comedy in his film. The horror film ends on a comedy line.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on, guys.
He just slaughtered like 5 dudes. He needed some funny.
You know what? I actually really enjoyed that he just goes full psycho.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was a great thing. But even that's fucking dumb when he stabs a dude with a deer head. And it's just like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened.
There's some dumb shit in that film. But the build-up was great. I really loved it. I loved the first, I'd say I loved the first 50 minutes of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When he's meeting the family and it's on edge, and the guy that plays him and the way he's written, you just immediately fall in love with him, and you stay with him because it's something anyone can relate to, you know. And I quite like the way it was portrayed with the race thing, you know, the cultural whatnot,
cultural differences, and everyone's
yeah.
You think that they're just asking in the party. Yeah. You think they're just asking like really insensitive like black questions. Yeah. People are saying like, "Oh, do you like golf?" Like, I know Tiger Woods.
Aren't you guys good at running? That sort of thing. It's like and I just love the fact that he's just sticking with it for his girlfriend. You know, it's like he's. But
then it ends up actually being like part of the overall horror plot, which is I thought was smart.
Yeah.
Because I brushed it off. I was like, it's just white dudes being white dudes, you know?
Right.
My favourite part of that film is right at the end. The girl, I forgot her name. Oh, yeah, I'm going to spoil the fuck out of this. I'm really sorry. It's been months now. Yeah, whatever. Right at the end.
I feel like we'll be able to chat more about it if we spoil it as well. So. Yeah. Right at the end.
You spent the whole film, you know, staring adversity in the face, separating the black man from the white man because that's what this family are doing, right?
Yes.
And in the end, you're like, nah, fuck this. Main guy, what's his name?
I loved the fact that he was just like, we gone.
Yeah, we out.
You know, he was like, he finds out there's some dodgy shit. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
So he knocked his girlfriend down. Again, spoiling the whole ending right here.
Yeah,
he knocks her down. He's got her and he's about to kill her, right? And the cop car pulls up. Yeah. Instantly, I felt dread because you know if a cop pulls up on a black man holding his hands on a white girl's neck, and even she clocks it, right? Because she's like, help me.
And then she gives this great little look.
Yeah, she's like, oh, great, I'm saved.
Yeah.
And then his mate comes out, and I was like, oh, man. They could have killed him right there and then, shot him down and made it a statement.
I thought that's how it was going to end.
Exactly.
And I was kind of, it was nice to see a horror film that had a happy ending.
Yeah.
Rarely happens. I was really glad that I got a happy ending out of a horror film. I also like the poetic justice of he leaves her to die like his mum died. Yeah, that was really cool. It's something I didn't immediately clock on to until I realised she was still alive, you know, or until the next film when she's the bad guy, you know, like whatever.
Hopefully there won't be another one. But do you know what I mean? Like I spent the whole film thinking like, oh, these white people are treating him like a special thing because he's black. Sure, and then I did that at the end because I was like, oh shit, he's a black guy and there's a cop. He's going to get shot. But that's not what happened.
No, it was, you know, I think I ended up giving it like a 6.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I need to watch it again, but there was enough good with it that it kept me watching the entire film. I did, you know, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to switch this off. But it was just like, as the film went on, I was less excited for it, you know? It was a bit like, okay, all right, okay. I can tell where the beats are coming. Yeah. That trick that he did when he gets hypnotized though, visually. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous.
Fantastic.
Looked so cool. Yeah. So 6.5. I didn't like as much as you, I'm afraid to say.
Hey man, we're different people.
Sorry, mate.
For now.
Yes, sorry. And then the second one I've watched it was, you know, sometimes you've got to take a risk with a film.
Films are risky, mate. We say this.
Films are risky.
This is our mantra. Films are risky. New films are risky.
Any new film that you watch is going to be risky. So I I buy a lot of DVDs on Amazon because they're usually dirt cheap.
Scandal.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Because you get a film that's been out for 5 years. It's usually like £4 on Amazon. So I've got a couple of films recently, and it's Amazon's like, hey, you might like this one. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. And I saw it had Martin Sheen in it. I was like, I like Martin Sheen.
I like Martin Sheen.
He's great. He's just like everyone's granddad, isn't he? He's the granddad we all want.
He's Uncle Ben at one point.
He's Uncle Ben at one point for the brief 20
in Amazing
minutes.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. As is Spider-Man.
And 2. Who cares?
Yeah. He's a cool dude, you know. And then I found out his son Emilio Estevez directed it, and I was like, "Oh, really? Okay, I'm in for this. I'm in for it." So I got the trailer. I was like, "Okay, so it's it's a tale of him traveling. Looks like it's got some wanderlust to it." Mm-hmm. The premise of the film is his son, played by Emilio Estevez,
great
father-son duo. Mm-hmm. His son is like a adventurer. He goes off and does whatever. He's approaching his 40s. He's
backpacking.
He's dedicated his life to backpacking and traveling the world. Martin Sheen is a dentist, professional, conservative guy who just wants his son to snap out of it.
He's a Tory.
Yeah. Let's not do this so close to the election, Kevin. Let's not do it. He gets a call. His son's dead. He was doing this. I think it's called the Camino. I can't remember the name of it. I watched this.
Something dangerous.
I watched this literally 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. No. It's this pilgrimage from. God, I can't even remember where. I want to say France to Spain, like across. It's mostly in Spain. You know, they cross the border, whatever. Do this thing, and it's this religious thing. Because I know Martin Sheen and his son, a few of his sons are quite religious.
Yeah.
And that's why they made this film. So yeah, he was doing this trek. He gets killed in it. So then Martin Sheen goes over and does the trek in honor of his son.
Oh, heavy.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't want to do it at the start, but the entire thing is no one does this walk for them. No one does this walk for someone else. They do it for them. Mm-hmm. And he meets people along the way, and they form this little ragtag group, and he learns some lessons and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty hallmark film. Mm-hmm. But it was I think I gave it about a 6.5. Uh-huh. Like it's not a great film. It's not a masterpiece. It's not a work of art or anything like that. It knows what it is though. Yeah. You'd imagine seeing it on TV. It's a Hallmark film. It's super low budget. Yeah. Because it was just... So I watched an interview with him on the bonus DVD. Mm-hmm. Man can talk and I can listen. He's just got like golden
There's a hammer in him.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. He's like a half-hour interview and I'm just like watching all of it in awe. But basically what happened, long story short, is they wanted to do this thing before... They wanted to do this walk. They couldn't do it properly, so they had to do it the tourist way with a car. Mm-hmm. They always said they wanted to go back and do it again. So when the opportunity came about, he was like to his son, write me something. Let's do something together. Mm-hmm. Let's work together again. And this came up. So they basically did fucking 2-in-1, got the holiday out of it.
Nice, yeah.
They rustled up some funders, got the budget for it, and then just went and did it.
Fucking all right.
Like, yeah, that's awesome. It's all, there's a lot of.
So it's just a daddy son out.
It's down to earth. It's nice. It's got some humor in it. It's got some feels in it. The father learns from his son, which is quite a nice little change in films. James Nesbitt's in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It made me want to go out and do something. Now this walk takes like a month, all in all. Mm-hmm. It was a good little film. It was a nice little, you could sit down and watch it.
Is it going to make me cry?
Nah. It's not that impactful, if that makes sense, you know. But you can tell they've just made it and had fun. Mm-hmm. You can tell they had fun doing it. Mm-hmm. And that makes you enjoy it more. It's just great.
What's it called, sorry?
The Way. It was just called The Way. Yeah. It was, like, if you're...
No, I'm into it.
I think you could, you could watch it with
like a Sunday afternoon movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you just chuck it on. You can tell it's low budget. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really to it, and that's what I kind of liked about it as well. But you can just chuck it on and watch it and have it in the background and pay attention when it, does the things and whatnot.
How long ago was this?
Oh God, I can't remember.
Was Sheen old?
Yeah,
super old.
I mean, he's still
going on.
Still an older gentleman. Yeah. There's one scene though where he basically does his own stunt. It's the only stunt in the film,
right?
And he just has to go down like these rapids, and it's just like it doesn't seem like it's a dangerous thing. But then his son Emilio's talking about it in these interviews, and it's like it was actually really dangerous, and he did it like twice because he just wanted to do it.
Yeah,
Martin Sheen wanted to do it. Yeah, he's like, fuck it, I don't care.
Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but you know,
I should do that more. Just grab films off Amazon and see Wagwan.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is my new favorite film, but it was like, you know what, this is what filmmaking, a large part of it is about, you know, and I like the family aspect of it. It's a little heavy-handed with the religious aspect, but
if that's the film they wanted to make,
that's the film they want to make, and I can respect that, you know, and you can enjoy it without that. So yeah, go see it. It's a fun little Sunday film.
All right.
So yeah.
Cool.
Got anything else, mate?
Yeah, we're about 1 hour 10. What are you saying?
I don't mind if you want to keep on going.
Quickly wrap this, and then we'll do that mantra.
Yeah, yeah.
Well. So I saw that John Wick 2.
Oh yeah, you're such a prick, aren't you?
I saw that John Wick 2.
Yeah, is this your last film?
Yeah, it's the last one. God,
you're a dickhead.
Yeah. I'm gonna come out right out and say it. Not as good as the first one.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Really disappointed. Well, I'm really disappointed that it's not as good as the first one.
Sure.
It's still better than average movie.
Yeah. Of course it is. It's that John Wick boy.
They tried to make this one... They tried to give this one a plot.
That was their first mistake.
Yeah. They just... Oh, man.
You're lost for words. What's wrong with you?
It's just a weird film, man. Like...
Yeah.
The John Wick happens, like he goes in and he kills some people in his John Wick way, and it's awesome.
So is he
fucking great?
Is he back in this film? Is he back in the assassination game?
Okay, so the premise is the movie starts. Someone steals his car. He turns up. He kills all these motherfuckers.
So he's fully John Wick again now.
He's not fully John Wick. Just someone stole his motherfucking car.
Right. Fair enough.
So he took the car back, and he gets to the boss of this thing, and he's like, "Are you back?" And he's like, "No, you just stole my fucking car."
Oh, okay.
And then he drives off. Right?
Okay.
And then he gets home, and
that's badass, by the way. Yeah.
And he gets home, and he's got this dude here who's obviously like a big time mafia dude or whatever. And he goes, they essentially try and make some new rules in this world of assassination, if you will.
Right. Does it expand on that then?
Not really.
I like that. I'm glad. I'm glad.
But they basically have this thing called I think it was called the calling.
Sure.
So essentially, let's put this in our terms. There's a coin that opens up, and inside that coin is a little spike with 2 bits of fabric on either side of the coin. Okay. On one side, I'll put mine.
Right.
And it's for you to do me a favour. So I'd spike my hand, put the blood on this fabric, close the coin, give it to you, and you would have to do me a massive favour.
Right.
So in this situation...
Oh, I like that. It's a cool premise.
So in this situation...
everybody gets one.
Yeah. I'm not going to say what the favour was, because it's not a spoiler, it's just I think it's a cool tidbit from the first movie.
Yeah.
So this guy does a massive favour for John Wick in the past.
Right.
And the whole premise of the movie is that when you're asked to
that favour gets called in.
The favour gets called in, and you have to do it. You don't have a choice.
Right.
Either you do it or you die.
Right.
And John Wick's like, I'm out. I can't do it. And he's like, you don't have a choice, mate. You have to do it or you're fucking dead. And John Wick's like, I'm sorry, mate. He genuinely says, like, over and over and over again, and it was a really good Keanu moment, to be fair, because he's just exasperated and he's just exasperated, and he's sitting and he's just got back from getting his car back, and he's just like, he's just like, oh man, like, I'm not in anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm just not doing it. And he's like, John, I'm not asking.
You don't get it. Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, I got the coin that opens up, mate. Yeah. This is the special coin.
This is it, right? It's right here.
Yeah.
You threw it out the window. It's gone now.
Can't prove nothing.
So, things happen, and then it ends up that John has to do the thing.
Right.
And then because he does the thing, other things ensues, other things unravel. That's kind of the plot, but then basically John, as a character, progresses even more, which I think was really good, because he progresses in the first one, right? He's getting over his wife.
Yeah. There is. I think that was part of the charm of the first one. Is there is this sort of subtle character arc.
Okay, see, this is way more subtle.
Okay.
I watched this with Jess, and she went, "What was the point in that?" And then I laid it out for her, and she went, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
But then they pack up the film nice and tight, give it a little bow. It's all done and dusted. He was about to walk away.
Back to his life.
And then they like throw in a sequel bait. And they go, oh, this is happening now. And then he goes, oh, I guess this is it. And then the guy, I'm being really vague, but I'm really sorry I have to be.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, cause, I want to watch this film. What's the time? I might watch it tonight.
It's, you got time.
I got time. I might watch it tonight. I might do that.
Okay, I'll definitely won't spoil it then. But basically, something happens, and at the end, someone says to John, well, this is how it is now. You're going to be hunted for the rest of your life.
Okay.
And John goes, shit. And he walks outside, and everyone looks at him.
Cool.
Because again, world of assassination.
Oh, all the assassins are looking at him.
Well, it's like everyone in the world, but it turns out there's a lot more assassins than you think. Anyway,
right, okay.
So then he, this isn't a spoiler because it's literally the last scene.
Sure.
He literally runs off into the distance, and then the credits roll, and I was like, it was fine up until then, but now it's like, well, the next film's going to be about him, avoiding assassins and things. It was.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's. I think that from what you described, that seems like the sort of ending where even if there isn't a sequel, which there will be, even if there isn't, that's just sort of the world that they live in.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that is John Wick on another adventure on his next installment.
They tried to build the world a bit more, which I think they missed a bit, to be honest.
They need to be careful with that, though, because part of the joy of the first one is you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
No questions, no answers.
Coins, how much do they cost? What is their value?
See, in this, like, the whole premise is kind of laid out for you.
Right, okay.
Whereas remember in the first one, he just drops those, were they gold coins or silver coins?
Yeah, the gold coins.
And you just put together in your head, like, oh, that's the currency that these assassins use.
Yeah. Well, like when he uses one coin to get into the nightclub. It's like,
and for the
I don't know what the value system
is, but I
really like it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they try and build upon it in a less subtle way than they did in the first one, which didn't go very well.
Okay.
John progresses in a good way. The plot doesn't progress in a great way.
But you're not watching it for the plot, are you?
No.
Really?
I mean, the John Wick scenes are fucking great.
If someone lays out the plot of the first film, it's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. Guy's dog dies. He kills everyone.
That's it.
Guy from Game of Thrones cries a lot.
He kills him in the most bitch way possible.
Yeah.
He just shoots him and that's it.
I will... I'm not going to take if you watch it tonight or whatever, but
sure.
It opens up in the perfect way.
I look forward to it.
It's perfect.
It's Keanu.
It's not. It's perfect, Chris.
Okay.
There's no better opening to a movie ever. I would say that. I would go as far to say that.
Wow, that's
better than Themyscira, let me tell you.
That's strong.
Here we are, full circle.
Full circle, man. So do we want to... We'll wrap things up now.
We'll wrap things up.
We've been waxing poetic for a little while.
Yeah, I've got a little mantra.
It's been a film baby one. We apologise.
Yeah.
They're going to happen every so often.
We're 1 hour 15. We've done all right.
Yeah. We are. I just like to... I like to give the audience a little bit of films, a little bit of us.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But we're coming up to summer season. We're coming up to the films.
Film time.
So do you want to... We'll wrap this up. Give me that movie mantra.
Before I wrap this up, sorry.
Go on, you go.
Before I wrap this up, remember up on that Twitter, at Films Be With You. We're on that Facebook. I don't know how you find people on Facebook these days.
Films Be With You. May the Films Be With You.
May the Films Be With You, sure. We've got that website now, www.maythefilmsbewithyou.com.
Yeah.
Buy my shirts. And
my page.
As always on iTunes. And if you have any queries, qualms, emails, fears, doubts, anything.
Passions.
filmsbewithyou@gmail.com. So my mantra...
May the Films Be With You.
No, filmsbewithyou@gmail.com.
Oh, okay. Well, I like it. I don't know. Listen, you're the one that I do the tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You do the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
You do that shit.
So in the spirit of John Wick,
hold up.
In my movie mantra this week, for the week of beginning of June.
That week.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not the end of June, so there's only 2 a month, right? In the spirit of John Wick, the whole film, he's just exasperated, man. He just wants to get out, but they keep pulling him back in.
We all?
They keep pulling him back in,
Don't
Chris.
We all?
On TV the other day, Lethal Weapon was on.
Oh yeah.
Good film. Didn't watch it all, but I've seen it a million times. It's a great film, and I keep thinking that the whole mantra of that film is quickly becoming my life. In that, you get to work, shit goes down. As the day progresses, shit goes down. You're with your friends and shit goes down with them. And it's just
worse
like...
and worse.
And you're just like, I'm just getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, got it. Nice.
God damn.
I like it.
So...
Well, I feel like it's one of those quotes that ages with you.
Absolutely. It's where it needs to be, and you get there when you need to get there.
Every day I'm just like, getting too old.
So, Chris...
You know what? Sorry, slight sidetrack.
You go.
I was talking to a kid at work a couple of days back. Didn't know who My Chemical Romance were.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, that right then I was thinking, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Getting too old for this
getting
shit.
Too old for it, man.
But here at the Films With You, we like to be happy.
We do.
And if we fail at being happy, which we do.
we do quite often. We're not perfect.
We're not
even good to good.
No. We're like neutral sometimes. What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, even though you're too old for that shit, you're getting too old for that shit.
Yeah.
Try and have a good time. Watch a movie. Sit down. Chill out.
Watch a film.
Watch The Way every now and then.
Watch The
Way. It ain't the
best
best film, but you're going to enjoy it.
It's not. You're going to enjoy it still.
It's just a film, and that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm getting too old for the shit.
I'm really.
You're a lot older than me, so you're very old for that shit. But may the films with you, Chris.
May the films with you, man. We'll see you in a fortnight.
See you in a fortnight. We need an outro.
No, we don't.